Arsenal 5, Bolton 1. An absolute clean-up job at the Arsenal today, and that's exactly what I wanted. I came here thinking, I want to make sure we make light work of this, and I want to see some goals. A ratio of 5-1, that was the minimum that I was expecting. I really, really wanted Jack Porter to keep a clean sheet, but, wasn't to be, but I'll take that 5-1 ratio, and, yeah, man, that was good. I would have loved more. We'd let him have one, but I would have loved to have had banged in about 8, 9 or 10. Would have been very, very nice to have seen that. But you know what? One you can't not talk about one thing today, and that is Ethan Nwaneri. Oh, pure silk. Reminds me of a young Cesc. And that is a massive compliment. I cannot wait to just watch Nwaneri play for years and years to come and see exactly what he achieves. The potential that Nwaneri possesses is just ridiculous. And when you're having that sort of comparison against a Cesc Fabregas type of player, then you've got something special in store. I love the fact that we're still developing so many good players from our academy, because I thought that even Josh Nichols had a really good game as well, and also MLS, he looked pretty good. We all know MLS and Nwaneri are sort of stars of the academy, but to come out here on the big stage, and I say big stage, obviously it's not Champions League or a really, really tough Premier League game, but for them this is a big stage, just as them in front of 50,000 plus crowds, and it's their time to make sure that they hit the ground running in this game and perform well, because if they can't handle it now, they're not going to be trusted when they need to fill in, when our squad might be a bit challenged or something like that. And I thought all of the youngsters did really, really well. It's a lot easier when you come in as a youngster and you're playing alongside experienced players. And that's obviously what Arteta did today. Declan Rice was playing, Calafiori was playing, Jorginho, whatever, Saka as well. And to me, I was almost a little bit frustrated by that in one sense, because, like for example, Saka, if he had got injured in this game, I would have been so annoyed. It looks like we've escaped any injuries, which is great. But for me, I'm thinking Martinelli, he needed to play today. He should have started today. He's the sort of player that needs to get back to form. And Saka, we need to protect him at all costs. So listen, I can't complain. It worked out perfectly because we won the game 5-1. Youngsters did really, really well, and that's because of the senior pros that were out there as well. And we didn't get any injuries, so Arteta could say, look, what more do you want? But the thing is, Martinelli, this is the game for him to play himself back into form. Gabriel Jesus playing him was absolutely the right call, and I really, really wanted him to score today, because in those big games in the league, if Kai Havertz is suspended or injured or something like that, and Jesus comes in, I want to have more belief in him that he's going to go and get those goals for us. But he's a brilliant player, but maybe I just need to accept he'll never ever be that type of player that's desperate for goals. Even today, he did a lot, outside of danger areas. And I was really thinking today, come on, mate, go and get your goal, go and score and get that hunger back and, enjoy scoring. But I guess he's just not that sort of player. One thing I want to talk about as well, look, this was run of the mill. We did what we needed to do against Bolton. Not only did we smash them, then we started taking the mick out of them for their big day out. So, all things considered, we did exactly what we needed to do against Bolton. I look forward to the next round. I do wonder how serious Arteta will take this competition. The way I see it, look, Man City are one of those teams that have taken this competition not so much seriously, but they've always just said, let's try and win it. Maybe there's psychologically something there. And Arsenal have gone many years now without a trophy. I would actually like to see Arsenal make a fist of this one this season and actually try and win it. Because I do not want another trophyless season. FA Cup, you're going to have to beat Man City, Liverpool, and it's not always easy. Champions League, obviously very difficult. Premier League, up against Man City, nothing can be taken for granted there. So maybe this could be a nice way to get those players lifting a trophy in February and only give them more confidence. I want to see us actually try and do something in this competition. But anyway, what I want to do now is I want to talk about Man City, because the reaction from that Man City game, for me, is just like, it's a bit cringeworthy. There's a lot of complaining from Arsenal fans and crying about stuff. Look, Trossard deserved to go. Let's face it, he did deserve to go. It's just because it's the rules. I'm not saying that I like the rules. I'm actually a bit torn about it, because as a fan, I get sick of seeing the ball being kicked away and the time wasting and all of that sort of stuff. Actually, I do like the fact that they stamp it out, especially if you're one of the top teams and you come up against that more often than not, because teams are trying to waste time against you. It's mad frustrating. So that will work in our favour a lot if they apply it consistently. Obviously, we all know they do not apply it consistently. They apply it for Arsenal. For example, Martinelli's 2 yellow cards. When has that ever happened again? Declan Rice kicked the ball away, yellow. Trossard kicks the ball away, yellow. No other team. Tell me any other player that has ever got a second yellow. Because even though it shouldn't be like this, we all know the bar is higher for a second yellow. It just doesn't happen. But we can't be complaining about it forever. We just need to move on. It was a brilliant, momentous performance defensively from Arsenal. Yes, we conceded 2 goals, but a lucky break like that in the area, that can happen. I think head held high. We came out of that week really, really well. We've got an easier week. We've done the first part of this easier week, and now on to Southampton on the weekend. But on the Man City game, I loved it. I have to admit, I absolutely loved it. The Premier League has been missing a rivalry. And I promise you, watch the promo, whatever gets put out by Sky Sports or TNT Sports, whatever it might be, watch the promo for when Man City come to Arsenal. They will be clipping up every single one of those clips, talking about all the aggro, the animosity. I absolutely love it. It's just, look, we all still talk about the Arsenal-Man United rivalry. And if we can get something in this league to rival that, mate, give it to me. I'd always said Man City-Liverpool was too friendly. Technically brilliant. 2 teams going at it, up against each other. I loved watching the games from a technical point of view. But there's no entertainment like heavyweight boxing. And that is what happens now when Arsenal and Man City play each other. When Haaland goes up against Gabriel. I absolutely can't get enough of it. So for me, I'm relishing that rivalry. And if we can get that going with them, it will be a rivalry for many, many years to come. And listen, it will just make great, great viewing. So instead of complaining about it, embrace it, enjoy it. Hopefully us 2 teams will be competing at the top for many, many years, and it will be a rivalry that we can talk about in the same breath as the Arsenal-Man United rivalry. The only difference is it's Arsenal against a team from Manchester. Right now, it's not the ex-great club. Ha! See you later. Until next time.